Welcome to this ICF Slalom podcast episode, part of the series running until the Paris 2024 Games. We bring you the inside stories from around the globe from the people who make canoe slalom so special. Here's your host, John Gregory.
Thanks for joining me again for this latest episode recorded after the Seu World Cup and in the run-up to the ICF World Championships in London. Delighted to welcome three race winners from this season: Raffy Ivaldi from Italy, Ryan Westley from Great Britain, and Eliska Mintalova from Slovakia. Winners in Seu were Peter Kauser from Slovenia, Eliska Mintalova, Raffy Ivaldi, and Jess Fox from Australia. So I must comment on some individual performances, including Rio Olympic champion Mylène Charoux and Mikel Travet, both who were the fastest in their semi-finals on their home course. Jess Fox was so quick in the C1 final that she won despite 4 seconds in penalties. So series leaders after the fourth World Cup race are Jiří Priskovic from the Czech Republic, Benjamin Savcek from Slovenia, and Jess Fox in both women's kayak and canoe. I start today welcoming Italy's Raffy Ivaldi to the podcast.
Congratulations on your gold in C1 at the World Cup 4 in Seu. Tell us about that race weekend.
Yeah, it was special, very special. We got into the race after a very long time of just training. Well, actually, I did one race in Bratislava, but still far away from all the World Cup races and like the World Cup level. So yeah, I worked a lot the entire off season to get ready for the last part, of course, of the season. And it was I started on Thursday was the qualification run, and I wasn't really happy about it. I didn't feel like I was in the position where I wanted to. Like not in the position, I mean the results, but while paddling, I didn't feel like I was paddling the way I trained for and the way I wanted to. So yeah, it was a reset for the semifinal. And in the semifinal, I really felt like I was doing what I was able to. This allowed me to go to the final with more. I was more confident in the final, but still like not really. I didn't know what to expect from the final, because last year I made a few World Cup finals and I was never able to achieve my best performance during the race, like during the final. But this time I also felt like I was going a little bit too much in my final race, in my final run. I was going a little bit too much, and I said, okay. I remember just like after exiting from the first upstream, I was like, okay, you need to calm down and just reset and go to the finish line just in another way, because like that you are going with too many energy and it's not gonna work. So at the end, I was able to finish the run, and other guys made also some mistakes. So at the end, I was able to take the win.
Okay, well, congratulations. It was nice to see you there. So, I mean, we've seen you on the podium before. I mean, you took a bronze at the first World Cup in Prague, but I mean, that's 2017. It feels like a little while ago.
Yeah. I was really young at the time. I was only 19. It was my first World Cup final, and I already got a medal, and it was crazy. I was completely different paddler back then. Like back then, my father just came back from Brazil, and we started working together. And so that was our first race together, like first World Cup together. And we just got like the first medal, and I was on the podium with Tasiadis and with Benush, which were my two idols. Like I watched them since I was a kid, and being on the podium with them was just amazing. And then I got lost a little bit. It was a long time away from the podium, and I never take for granted the fact that I would have come back on the podium. But at the end, it happened, and I hope that it won't take 6 more years to go to come back.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're still battling out with the same people who are going to be featuring this season and in the Worlds in Lee Valley as well. Yeah, I mean, I think, the last Italian C1 World Cup winner, I think, was Roberto Calanganzari in Tartan 2019, I think.
He was the first one to win a World Cup gold for our country in C1. It was like a special one. It was like really special. We all seen that it is possible to do it. The movement grow a lot like in Italy in the last years, like especially in C1 where we never had like a big career, like a big with big names before. I think he was one of the first good paddler that finally arrived in C1 in our country. And then now a lot of he of course inspired many young athletes. And now the C1 in Italy is quite huge. It's getting bigger. The selection are getting harder and harder every year. And also we have many like young guys also in the under 23 and juniors, like with Martino Barzon, Flavio Micozzi. They are all like paddlers that can take medal. And it's really nice. Like it's inspiring, and I'm happy to be part of this movement that is growing a lot. And yeah, I feel proud. And if I can give back something to the people, like with this medal, I'm just happy and proud.
Yeah, it's good observation, actually. Yeah, I mean, Italy has incredible pedigree and heritage in kayak, with the 2 Olympic gold medals, of course. But yeah, I mean, canoe women's C1 is also seemingly taking off. We're seeing a number of your team up there in finals and podium.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like of course C1 women is much younger. It's a much younger category than C1 men, so it's normal that it doesn't have like huge history in our country. But as soon as the C1 girls arrived on the parkour, then a project started in Italy, and they started working with these young ladies, and at the end it was like a good. They did like pretty good job, and now they have like 3 major like young girls, but that are already strong and capable of taking finals and even medals. And I think that's the job that it has, that we need to do in every category. You need to start from the very bottom when people are very young, and just help them create a group and make them enjoying paddling together. And this is what will bring like the most finals and medals, but also like the best atmosphere possible.
Okay, well, like many people in the sport, I've known your dad for a very long time, so I've heard you remark a bit before about watching your dad paddle in Verona as a little boy. Obviously, Canoe Club Verona is very famous as well. But I mean, he's obviously had a huge impact on your paddling career. But I believe that you're now live and train a few hours west in Ivrea.
Yeah. My dad was one of course, my dad and my brother were 2 of the most impacting figures in my career. I remember paddling in my dad's boat when I was, I think, 3 years old. As soon as I got the first memories of my life, one of those are like paddling inside the boat of my dad. He had a huge impact, but not only because of that, but also because what he taught me. I remember that he was just trying to make me enjoying the sport, and he never pushed me too hard, like to do my sport. He'd make me try, like he and my mom. I need to thank them because they make me try everything, like every kind of sport. I did basketball, judo, I did circus for many years. And so at the end, it was my decision, and that's the best thing, because I just wanted to follow my dad, because like he used to bring me at the races, and it was amazing. Like watching these paddlers winning was my dream. And actually he trained Spain. He stopped training in Spain in 2008. So when I was young, I used to go to Seu a lot, and I used to go on these like red boats, like it was like red like rafts.
Yeah, inflatable kayaks.
Yeah. And I used to paddle on those on this course, like on La Seu. And I remember simulating like the races in the course, and then simulating also the podium celebration. Like I remember going on the podium, like I was like, okay, no one is watching me, I can simulate to go on the first step and celebrate. And I was doing that on La Seu, so it's nice that now it happened there. He is such a special person. He has such a special view of our sport. I think he passed me that, and I am very grateful to him. And yeah, Verona is a special place. I will always be Verona will be always have a place in my heart. And as soon as I can, when I can, I just go back there. And I still love to paddle there. But now the main center is in Ivrea, and I also love to stay in Ivrea, and it's a good place. I think it's different. The course is is special. Is of course the best place to be in Italy. But you still need to move a lot and try different courses. I love both Jure and Verona.
So I understand you're in London training at Lee Valley for World Championships this month at the moment. So, which actually was one of your 9 World Cup finals was at Lee Valley back in 2019. So, how are you finding the course? Has it changed while you've been away?
Just a little bit. Like we spend a lot of time here during the last year. It changed a little bit, but not much. The most important thing is like to have like the right idea of the water, how it works, and I have it. It's really nice place. I love this course. It's just amazing to train here. Did the last training camp in July here, and I work with Ryan Westley. We did a lot of technical session together, and it was amazing to train with him because he's a local one, and I really like this place. I like this course. Last year, I also managed to get a medal at the ICF ranking race. I know this course, but of course, like we can never say anything because like our sport is so complicated. We have so many factors, and I just enjoy to be here and to race here, and then we will see what will happen.
Okay, well, the C1 semi-final and final at Lee Valley is going to be hotly contested with many of the people that you've probably mentioned already.
I just want to thank you for inviting me.
Raffy already mentioned our next guest, Ryan Westley, C1 men winner from the European Championships, who it seems has been waiting for an invitation to the podcast.
So Ryan, welcome to the ICF Silent podcast. It's been quite a year for you. Well, I guess first of all, congratulations on getting married. And also winning the senior European title. So a busy summer. What do you recall of the European Games in Krakow?
Probably my first sort of experience of being part of Team GB, I guess. That was, really noticed the difference there. They take care of you. We got lots of nice free kit. They really make you feel special as an athlete, which is cool. And the European Games as well have been a multi-sport environment, and how much effort has been put into the event in general was really cool. It was just, a good event to be part of.
What of the race itself? I mean, you took that title, so talk us through a little bit of what you remember of that.
The main thing was the training for the World Cup in Tartzen a couple of weeks before, about 3 weeks before, I messed up on the top drop and pulled my shoulder quite badly. And I had to fly home from Tartzen, had an MRI. It basically came back as your shoulder is terrible, but you haven't done any new damage to it. So then it was, I don't know, a week basically at home of a lot of physio stuff. So I was back in Lee Valley on my own with the physio, working, doing lots of different things. Managed to get back on the water and was like, oh, I think I'll be okay. Then flew out on the Sunday night. So I've got to Krakow pretty late. Fortunately, it's a place I've been plenty of times before. Very similar to Nottingham. So quite happy paddling there. But yeah, I think once I got there, I was just really happy to be there and racing. Thought I'd be missing it. Didn't want to have to give the kit back. And yeah, I think that injury and kind of going through that, I knew I'd had a really good winter. With Campbell Walsh coming back over, been a real big impact on my paddling. The same with Joe Clark as well. But yeah, the races hadn't really gone my way. But then I came into that Krakow race, is just no expectations, no pressure on myself. It was I'll just try and do some good runs. Got myself in the final, and I kind of always feel like when I'm in the final, I can go out there and put a good run down. Didn't expect it to be that good. Definitely didn't expect to see that time when I went over the finish line. And then I had absolutely no thought when I went over the line that was going to be good enough to medal or win. And it was people kept going down, down, and down. Can't believe this is going to happen again.
We've seen you on the podium before at the last World Championships at Lee Valley back in 2015, amongst others. You mentioned Campbell. So, I mean, what way has your paddling evolved in those last 8 years?
In those last 8 years, a lot. I think watching my run back from that race, I have no idea how that managed to get onto the podium. Yeah, I think just better in every way, really. So much experience. I think in canoeing, experience is so important. Having done so many more races since then, just so much more capable and dealing with so many different types of things. And obviously a lot more time spent on Lee Valley as well. So yeah, hopefully I can do something similar again. Certainly feel like I'm a lot better, but I'm sure everybody else is as well.
Most recently, we've seen you in the final of the World Cup race in Seu. It was only earlier this month. You made that final. I mean, I know Seu is one of your favourite courses.
About 2 weeks before Seu, I was playing football. I play football once a week, just a friendly game. And I got tackled and did my ankle in really badly. I wasn't able to get in a C1 for about 2.5 weeks leading up to that race. Fortunately, Joe lent me his kayak and I was paddling that around on Lee Valley for a while, which I'm terrible at. But yeah, so it was just out in Seu. I was happy to be out there, happy to be in a boat that I felt like I could paddle. And then, yeah, very, very happy with my result with all the things going into it. Would have been nice to get a little bit faster onto the podium, but yeah, I was happy with my performance. The only thing I didn't like was sneaking into the final in 10th. Spend a lot of time sitting around waiting to see if anyone was going to protest anything off or anything like that. So hopefully in Lee Valley, I'll be much more comfortable into the final.
I'm sure you'll also get lots of support from your club, Lower Wolf, up north.
Yeah, I do. I hear a lot from some of the guys that I used to paddle with up there, and I'm sure plenty of them will be down there supporting. But also just like family members that normally can't find the time to like fly away to all these races will be able to get up to this one. So many like people from the slalom community over the years will be around. Cool to see some faces I haven't seen in a while, and I'm sure they'll put on a really good display as a crowd, and it'll be really nice to race in front of that home crowd. I love like the noise. I love the like idea of kind of showing off or having a crowd to perform for. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, well, it worked back in 2015 for you. Kayak cross has come into the mix now. I mean, you're a C1 paddler, but are you trying your hand at kayak cross in a kayak, and how's that going?
Not yet. If I make the Olympics, and there's a potential that I'll get the opportunity to race it if we don't qualify on the extra spots, and if I'm lucky enough to find myself in that position, then I'll definitely give it some training. I just think there's no way that I'll be able to keep up with some of those guys. So I've focused on my C1 career. I think if I hadn't had the injuries, I probably would have started it a while ago. Just 'cause it's quite good fun to try new things. But yeah, not much training in it yet. No, just say thank you to my wife Alexandra for putting up with me traveling all over the place and letting me be like a slob like I'm in the hotel room at home for the next couple of weeks into the race, doing all the hard work for me.
With home worlds, I mean, you've probably spent more time at home this year than is often the case. If you had worlds or kind of Olympics overseas, you'd be spending a lot more time out of the country.
Yeah, it's really nice having those extra bit of time at home. Yeah, in a way I don't like, obviously when I'm traveling, I'm normally sharing a room with Joe and we're just sitting around playing Xbox all day. Whereas here I have to like still, keep up my side of the bargain, still live like a normal person. Have to cook food sometimes, very rarely. It's definitely a different experience, but yeah, it's super nice to be at home and so much more relaxing and having like full, like when you're away, you quite often don't really have like full freedom. You don't really know the area, you don't know what to do. Whereas here I can, do whatever I want and get to go paddling on Lee Valley every day, which is awesome.
I mean, the fact that you're paddling now on Lee Valley from where you began, I think in Exeter, Southwest, it's been quite a journey.
Yeah, it's amazing to think the facilities that we have now versus when I was starting to paddle, it was like flat water purely. And then when I moved up to Yorkshire, like we were getting onto some smaller courses, the 1995 World Championships course. And now seeing how the facilities have developed to the one at Lee Valley, it's like almost a different sport. Well, it is a different sport in a lot of ways. As a British team, I think we're so fortunate to have that venue, especially when it comes to racing here. I think hopefully we'll prove that we've got a big home advantage on this type of water. And yeah, it gives you a lot of confidence going into the race.
Last today, I welcome back Tokyo Olympian Eliska Mintalova from Slovakia.
Eliska, welcome back to the podcast. Last time we heard from you, you had just won the European title. You then took the under-23 title later the same year. So congratulations now on your first World Cup Series race win earlier this month in Laseo. Interestingly, you also won a previous World Cup medal, also at the Laseo course.
Yeah, thank you. I think it was a very good race. And semi-final, I was a little bit nervous. The semi-final right at the beginning of the course didn't go well for me, but from the middle of section, I started to feel better. And in the finish line, I was a little bit frustrated because the time I was fourth, and the start line was still 19 girls. And after my run, I didn't even paddle after the ride. I started packing my kayak. It was so funny. Then my coach told me that, and I advanced it to the final. I said, wow, no, no, it's not possible because with 4 penalty seconds is not possible. I start preparation for the final. The final race was very good. I think I had some mistakes in the upper and lower part, but I feel very good all week on the water, and I wanted to show in the race.
Okay, well, it was perfect. And yeah, you took the race win, which is your first World Cup win. So congratulations. We hope it is the first of many World Cup wins for you.
Yeah, I believe what, but it's long way to go.
We are seeing you more consistently up there in the final, including the Augsburg Worlds last year. You seem to have a flair in the bigger white water courses. I don't know, perhaps from your home site in Liptovsky?
My winter preparation was very good. I starting cooperation with mental coach and with my trainer in a gym, maybe some swimming, and after we was in the reunion, and I feel very good on the water, and I feel better than last year.
Do you like the bigger white water?
Yeah, especially in Livali, this is the best course on the water.
So you are in Lee Valley now in preparation for the World. So it's an important race for many reasons, including Olympic quota. Does it also contribute to your Slovakian team selection?
Yes, after medal in Laseu, and it was a very good start in the internal Olympic selection, but it's still long way because 2 races to go. London is a very hard course. The hardest part of the course is in the lower part, where you don't have much energy anymore.
Yeah, it's a very tiring course. I know from experience. I wanted to ask you about a social media post last week, which translated into English said, and I'll paraphrase, only cooperation and mutual humanity push us forward to achieve our dreams. Every day, the water reminds us how important it is to be friendly and supportive of one another. And I hope that one day I will also be an inspiration to everyone to be good to each other, not only on the water, but also in everyday life. Now, I know that's translated into English, but that seems to say a lot about you and your values.
Can I only win if I have a good people around me who support me and show me the way? And I think that people forget what it's like to be human. And in cooperation with Orange, we want to show people the key to be a happy life, you know.
But I think what you're saying is it's your attitude away from the water. So it's not just about your life on the water. It's how you interact and appreciate and are surrounded by other people who support you and how much you recognize that. Anyway, I think it's lovely. Well, we think you are an inspiration already, and I'm sure you are an inspiration and a motivator to many young paddlers. Congratulations on the World Cup win in Laseo, and we hope you win many more World Cups, and good luck in Lee Valley.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to my guests today, Eliska Mintalova, Raffy Ivaldi and Ryan Westley. Thanks to Aidan Johnson for help with sound editing. Next, we will be bringing you short daily episodes from the ICF Canoe Slalom World Championships live from Lee Valley. Short episodes recapping the day's events and preview of the next day's competition. See you on the bank. Stay safe.
That's it for now, but please subscribe to the podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify or Audible. And please don't forget to share and leave a review too. In the meantime, keep it fast and clean.